Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with a layout using my stash kit number 3. Now I haven't worked with this kit in a while, but I thought I'd pull it out since I still have it together and go ahead and create a project life spread. So I have all of my photos laid out and kind of had some things pulled, but these are all from that stash kit. This layout's actually from June 2016. It's the first page in that section of my album, which is why I have my June calendar card up here at the top. And that's what I typically do on the first page of the month. I always do some sort of title card. I don't do a title card on every single page, but I always do it on the first page of each month, just so I have a calendar and I kind of introduce that part of the month to my album. So the photos that I have this week or this page is actually a black and white photo of Ernest Kalen at the top. I have a photo of Ernest in the middle at work, and I have a picture of some roses that he gave me, some yellow roses. They're really pretty. And then I also have some pictures of some ice cream at the bottom. Now these are the 3 different ice creams, and I'm actually going to document our favorite flavors of ice cream. I thought that would be something interesting to include in Project Life, and that's kind of what Project Life is set up for. It's set up to go ahead and document the everyday, and pictures of things like our ice cream and what our favorite flavors are, our favorite mixes of ice cream are kind of those types of everyday things, and I want to do more of that. I don't feel like I capture enough of those everyday things. I capture a lot of pictures of us, but I don't think I actually capture a lot of the everyday details, such as our favorite ice cream flavors and things like that. So that's kind of going to be a focus of mine for 2018, to get a little bit better at my picture taking and being a little bit more purposeful in the pictures that I take. Now I did get from Ernest which Ernest is my husband if you don't know that, but I got a picture printer from him, and I think it's called Life Touch or something like that. What is it called? Life Photo? I don't even know. I'm going to have to look up the name of this thing. But it prints those little mini, 1.5. Let me see what sizes these are. 2x3 photos. And I think that'll be really nice to go ahead and include, be able to do pictures and layouts a little bit quicker, because I can actually print the photo directly from my little printer in my phone. So that's just something that I'm going to utilize in 2018. So I have the first part here kind of sorted out. I have the cards and papers picked out and trimmed and ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and start laying a couple things down. I also have a picture of myself at work. That's that photo to the right that's kind of covered up by that plus paper. And I'm just kind of looking to see, I had a couple options here for cards. So I'm just kind of picking out exactly what I want to use. And as you can see here, I am working with pinks and blues. And this stash kit number 3 was really heavy in those colors, but I really like the combination of the pink and the blue, and I'm using a couple of different tones of both the pink and the blue. And this kit still has a lot of it left, so I still have a lot to work with this kit. I'm going to have to keep it out. I packed it up again, and I can't figure out where I put it, but I packed it up again, and so I need to find it so I can go ahead and start working with that kit again. Because I'm doing my kit review series this year, again, I'm not going to have as many stash kits that I'll be working with, but I'm still going to be creating page kits from my stash in between kits that I'm reviewing. So if you are a stash kit person and you like that process, make sure you kind of keep an eye out for those layouts. And I'll still be working with this stash kit until I really kind of kill it. I'll probably be working with this stash kit for a couple months because it still has quite a bit in it. It was extremely heavy in Project Life cards, and I'll probably continue working with it until I don't have any embellishments left, but I'll probably always have papers left because there were a lot in this kit. Just kind of sorting through the different elements that I have to see what I want to add. Since I have the base down, that's kind of my process. I always put the photos where I want them to be. Then I sort out the papers and the cards, and then I sometimes I stick them down, sometimes I don't. It depends on if I know exactly where I want it, or if the placement kind of depends on how I embellish it. So as you can see, that The picture of the roses is down, but the pictures of the ice cream is not down because I'm still trying to figure out how I'm embellishing that. Now I am going to do some printed journaling. I love the look of printed journaling, but I don't actually always do it because it does take a little bit of a setup with my computer and my printer doesn't always have ink. That is something that is a common problem at my house. I don't know if it's just the printer we have. It seems to run out of ink fairly quickly or what, but I don't always have ink in my printer, so I can't always do printed journaling, but I do love the look of it. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking fast. I don't know if it's just because I had my coffee tonight or what, but I feel like I'm talking fast. So I did add 3 things to this stash kit in order to create this page. You just saw one of them with that Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, which I so love. I need to order some more staples for it, though, because I am almost out of staples. I also added white cardstock, and that was kind of to back a few of the 4x6 cards. I like to have a white border around my 4x6 cards. As you can see, I already did that, and you can see how it is on the layout right there. Just feel like it makes it a little bit more cohesive because my 4x6 photos always have a white border. Actually, here, all my little photos also have white borders. I don't always do that, but here I did. Excuse me, it's so cold here, and it's just like I've just got the chills. All right, and then I also am using some Kaisercraft Tiny Alphas in black and white, which I have not pulled out yet, but you will see me use that soon. I'm going to use that kind of as some captioning and some titling, and this might be one of my favorite layouts. I don't know if you guys are that way. I have favorites. I love all the layouts that I do. If I don't love it, then I really don't finish the layout. But I pretty much love all the layouts that I create. But this is definitely one of my favorite ones. I feel like it has a different look. And you'll see what I mean as I go. Like right now it kind of looks the same, but when I start adding the printed journaling and then I add a different title card here at the bottom with the ice cream, I just feel like it has a different look than what's already in my albums, and so I really like that. I feel like it really adds a nice element to have a little bit of variation in your albums. I just kind of go with the flow. I don't always have a plan whenever I start a page. This one, the only plan I had was that I wanted to do the page with these photos, but I didn't really have a different plan. So I feel like scrapbooking is very organic for me. Sometimes I have to pre-plan it if I have a particular product I want to use or a particular result in mind, but that's probably only 5 to 10% of the time. Most of the time I just kind of let it flow and see what works, and if it doesn't look good to me or it just doesn't feel right, then I don't continue with it. I'm using a couple cork pieces and wood veneer pieces from this Momenta sticker sheet, and as you can see, I'm having a very difficult time getting them off of the paper. So whatever I don't use in this stash kit, this set will be just thrown in the trash because it's almost to the point that it's unusable. Especially the cork pieces, they were ripping as I was pulling them off. The adhesive on those is insane. They're just not even coming off the backing sheet. When they were originally new, it probably would have been the best time to use it, but you never really know how adhesive is going to be. A lot of times adhesive gets less sticky over time, but for whatever reason this one just seemed to turn to cement. It was just like crazy, and I don't know, maybe it was originally that way. I'm not sure. Alright, I'm using this glassine bag as a grounding point for my title down here at the bottom, and I'm going to put ice cream. We are a big ice cream family. I probably like ice cream the least, and I still really like ice cream. But we are very specific in our flavors, and you'll see me. I'm going to put that on the, some type journaling down here at the bottom. And I'm going to use, so I got ice cream, and I'm going to use these rub-ons, which I love these rub-ons. These rub-ons are such a cool element, and I wasn't sure if they were going to stick to this glassine bag, but they end up working out pretty well. Just got it all on there, and actually using the glassine bag was a really nice way to be able to have it lined up nice and neat. Those white puffy alphas were actually from Freckled Fawn, if you did not catch that. I love the colors here too. I keep saying that, but I really do. I just think it's a fun layout. It's a nice Project Life spread. And I just really took my time with this one. I did have to reinforce my alphas because those Freckled Fawn puffy alphas are not sticky at all. and I'm just using some of that Tombow Mono multi-glue to adhere that down. And I will add just a few tiny attacher staples. It's a decorative element, but it's also kind of a making sure it stays kind of thing. But I like the way that those staples in the corners of that glassine bag just kind of give a different visual effect as well. I'm adding a little scrap of this tag up here at the top of this card. I really love to use scraps. If you've watched me for a while, you probably already know that. But I just like the way that the edge of that tag sticks up there at the top. And if I had thrown away that little offcut from a tag that I'd used on another project, I wouldn't have had that. So I always keep my little scraps that I cut off whenever I'm working on any project, because you just never know when it might be useful to have. Now, the thing that I struggle with is I never know when to actually give it up. So like that little scrap, because I still cut off a little bit off of that tag edge. So I am throwing that away officially. But there are times when I'll keep even that little sliver and try to figure out if there's a way that I can use it. Because sometimes you can. You truly can sometimes. But sometimes you can't, and you just kind of have to give it up. I'm still fiddling around trying to figure out what other little elements that I want to add. One of these 6x6 pads had these little 1x1 inch squares on them, and it's just kind of they've got different sayings and different colors, and I cut out a couple of those to use on different pages, not pages, but different cards to help embellish. They're almost like just stickers in a sense. Even though they're paper, you can use them just as you would a sticker or a die cut. And I'm just using them in a couple different places. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you what our favorite ice cream flavors are, because you're going to see me add that journaling here in a little bit. And what inspired that journaling, by the way, are these word strips. So I use these word strips at the top, and I thought it'd be nice to kind of mimic those a couple places on the layout. I used it here as well. And then my type journaling is going to be in a typewriter font, so it kind of mimics those same word strips across the page on different cards. And I just thought that was a really nice element to use. It does my journaling, but it also kind of adds a little bit of cohesiveness because I'm using an element that's already on the page. I had these little black rhinestones that I'm also kind of using to decorate. Funny enough, I had those in my stash for a long time, and I pulled them out to use with this stash kit, just as kind of like, I didn't have a lot of small black enamel dots, so I put out these rhinestones, and funny enough, I actually love them, though I probably wouldn't purchase them any more now just because I have a lot of other things I can use. But it's something to keep in mind. These little tiny adhesive rhinestones are really easy to use. Okay, so I've got my type journaling on there, and now I'm working on my ice cream flavor strips down here, and that the title says favorite ice cream, and then I've got Daddy is, well, actually it starts with Kaylin. Kaylin, I put like Kaylin equals mint chocolate chip or cotton candy, because those are always the ice cream flavors he picks. If we're at an ice cream shop anyway, his favorite ice cream is either Oreo ice cream or Snickers ice cream. Then I have Mama, which is cherry cheesecake, and then I have Daddy, which is mint chocolate chip with waffle cone pieces. So those are our favorite ice creams. I thought that was kind of funny to go ahead and document, because that's something that might change over time, especially Kaylin's. I suspect that his will change, especially from cotton candy, because I don't think there are many adults, at least not many that I know, that really prefer cotton candy ice cream. You may not be opposed to it, but that's usually not the first choice of ice cream. And if it is your first choice of ice cream, I don't know any adults that choose it first. So anyways, I'm adding the final touches here to this layout, and now we'll have some still shots for you at the end, so make sure you check those out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I may go ahead and pull out this kit and work with it again. I just have to find it, but find where I put it anyways. But this is it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back soon with something more. All right, guys. Bye.